Welcome to Secure the Bag. We are coming to you live with our Week 1 NFL picks. It's your boy A-Dub.
And your boy Striz. What's up, Slack fam? I'm so happy the NFL is back, baby. It's official today, boy. You know what I'm saying? It's official.
Exactly. Everybody woke up with NFL on their mind, and it's super exciting for sure. We always look forward to this time of year. And my favorite thing about Week 1 is everybody's undefeated. You know, all those hopes and dreams are still out there. You know what I'm saying? Like until your team hits the field, you never know. You could have an undefeated season. You just never ever know. But also too, like with the NFL, like it's such a even league that like you just never know what teams might rise to the top. But everybody has kind of a fair chance to get back into the fold. Probably except for the Cardinals this year, but
yeah, I know what you mean, right? But I feel like they're not even trying. They're out there releasing their backup quarterback, their best bet at quarterback, which is crazy to me. So I feel like they're not even trying to win this year. But man, any given Sunday for a reason, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Any given Sunday. So, just to set the table a little bit real quick, secure the bag. Each week we're gonna do this on Thursdays. We're gonna try to bring it to you live every week. Sometimes we might have to do it like late Wednesday night, but at least a Thursday afternoon before the Thursday night kickoff games. And what we're gonna do is make all of our picks for all the week's matchups against the money line. So just straightforward, who's gonna win, who's gonna lose, and then also at the end of the show. Strizzy and I will each bring 3 locks, who we think is going to win or who we think is our personal locks for the week against the spread. So that'll be the time where we try to secure the bag, and we will track our progress just to see how we're doing. But also, I did want to invite you along in our link in our bio, or if you go to saylikeachamp.com, you can join our weekly pick'em league, and you can make your 16 picks against the money line every week. And if you get those entries in, and if you win a specific week, or if you have the highest score for that week, you will get a Super Bowl square for our Super Bowl competition at the end of the year. So all of those entries are free, and you might get a chance to win some money. So definitely participate with us in that. Invite friends if you want to. We'd love to make the group even bigger this year. So that's super exciting too. Yep. Strizzy, you feeling good? You feeling confident? You got your research ready?
We'll see, man. We'll see how it goes. You know what I'm saying? So far, I already got a couple of picks in FanDuel waiting to go for tonight. You know what I mean? I couldn't wait. You know what I mean? So I gotta get my pockets full for Saturday because I'm doing college football too. You know what I'm saying? So man, I'm ready, man. I'm trying to come up this season. You know what I mean?
Yes, and I'm right there with you. I'm trying to come up. I don't know how ready I am because I was really like this summer. I was like, I want to come up with some strategy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some kind of a record keeping, so I could really keep track. But for right now, you know how time flies. So we're just rolling with it for now. But we'll get it together. I do want to welcome Pops to the show, though. Welcome in, Pops.
I know Pops ready.
Yeah, Pops is ready for sure. And yes, I will be actually joining Pops in a few hours to watch this kickoff. So I'm super excited about that. But if you are following along live or watching later, just drop your picks in the comments. Drop your favorite game of the week, drop your locks of the week. We'd love to hear what you guys are thinking out there, and we love to have you guys participate. So with that being said, I'm going to pull up these graphics and we're going to get into it. We got the timer ready too. We upgraded our graphics last year so that we have a little bit of a little bit of a time schedule. So we'll try to on. And we definitely appreciate y'all being here with us, but we want to do these shows like 20, 25 minutes, like quick in and out kind of shows, so that you guys can get these picks and then we can keep it moving. So, Strizzy, I'm going to let you go first on all these. I'll introduce the games and then tell me how you're feeling.
Yeah, let's get it.
Starting off, Thursday Night Football, we have the Lions visiting the Super Bowl champion Chiefs.
Man, I got the Chiefs, man. I think the Lions are going to make it real difficult for them and kind of announce to the league that they're not the Lions of the last 2 seasons. Even with last season, them having actually a really good one and barely missing the playoffs by, I think, a game or so. But I do got the Chiefs winning this one.
Yeah, I am going with the Chiefs as well, but I think this will be a really fun game. Lions have a good offense. So I think that they'll hang in there at least the first 3 quarters. But Chiefs will win. Next up, we have the Bengals visiting the Browns.
This was tricky for me. Bengals started out really slow last year to the point that we started questioning them, you know what I mean? So they start off slow. Burrow's just coming back from an injury that we thought he might even miss week 1. Honestly, I'm kind of taking Cleveland in this one. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, not a high-scoring game, but I think that ground attack is going to be a little too much more on Browns.
I love it. Yeah. I think this is gonna be a really close game too. I'm kind of going coin flipped on this one. I'm
Yeah,
going the Bengals just because if Joe Burrow comes back healthy, maybe they were kind of overplaying the injury. So I'm
true,
going Bengals, but I think this is going to be a great one in the Battle of Ohio, a very close one.
definitely.
All right, next up we have the Texans at the Ravens.
Ravens in this one. I think Ravens win big in this. I think they're excited to have Lamar back, new offensive coordinator, and Lamar's finally got some new weapons, some new toys to play with. So I think they have a little fun with that.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going with the Ravens in this one. This should be pretty easy. CJ Stroud, he'll get there, but it's going to be kind of tough sledding for him, especially in this first game. Lamar Jackson will remind us why he's worth the money.
Facts.
All right, Bucks, Vikings.
Vikings in this one. I think the Bucks still aren't there yet. I know our boy Mike Evans is a little disgruntled a little bit. I like how Baker Mayfield closed out his season with the Rams last year, but I don't think it's. I think Bucks struggle a little bit this year.
I agree. The Vikings have a really potent offense, and at home they play so much better. So I'm definitely going Vikings in this one. And Bucks, it's going to be a rough one. They're going to miss Tom Brady.
Yeah.
All right, Panthers, Falcons.
Man, it's rough. I hate betting on my team. You know what I mean? It's rough, but I'm going Falcons in this one. I feel like you want to see a little bit of something in the preseason, especially when your team wasn't too hot the season prior. I feel like it'll be a close game because it is a division game, but I feel like Falcons take this one. Close, though.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Falcons are a little bit further along, even though no team is totally complete. But
True.
Desmond Ridder has a year under his belt, and they got Bijan Robinson, who, playmakers like that, they come right in the game and start making an impact. So I am going with the Falcons on that one. Next up, we have the Cardinals traveling to the East Coast to play the Commanders.
It's funny. This was one of the most lopsided bets or whatever. Like I've never seen Washington so favored ever. But they are highly favored in this game. I am taking them in this game. Like I said, I think Cardinals are turning over, but they do play better away than they do at home. So maybe they keep it closer than I think 7.5.
Yeah, I'm with you though. I'm going with the Commanders for sure on the money line. The Cardinals, they're trying this whole we don't know who our starter is going to be, but that ain't going to make no difference. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think it will be Dobbs. And for somebody starting 3 weeks after showing up, that's got to be tough. So
yeah, definitely.
I'm definitely going with the Commanders or the Redskins, as Pops said. Keep it old school.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up, this would be a pretty good matchup. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, this is one of those things. I think it was the Colts that for some reason play the Jaguars really, really well, no matter how bad they are. You know what I'm saying? So, but I do like this Jaguars team. I think this is probably the best they've been in a really long time, and I'm looking for Trevor Lawrence to make that step. So, Jags.
I'm going with the Jags as well. A lot, they were really hot at the end of last season. They got that big come from behind victory in the playoffs. So I think that they're building, and they're going to look to build on last season. I think that they're going to have a really good team this year.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up, we got the 49ers traveling to the Steelers. This is a crazy matchup right away.
It is, man. So it's funny. The Steelers are actually only an underdog by a little less than a field goal, but I'm actually taking the Steelers in this game. I think San Francisco I think they're going to be a great team. I think they're going to be right back in the possibly NFC Championship game again. But I'm going Steelers in this one. I think they get the season opener.
I agree with you. I'm going with the Steelers in an upset, only because too it's not cold. Yeah, I get that. But it's that physicality, it's a long travel for the 49ers.
Yep.
I think, honestly, I think that the Steelers, with their defense being a little bit farther along, might sneak up and get the upset. So I'm actually going with the Steelers as well this week. I think that. Definitely kind of an upset type pick.
Yeah, I think upset that victory. And I think Brock Purdy as well, he hasn't had a lot of time to get back fully healthy. So I think as he gets fully healthy, like I said, they're going to be fine. They're going to run the ball well. They'll do what they do. But I think season opener wise, that's a tough away game.
Definitely. And I don't want to put too much pressure on them. But can you imagine if Purdy doesn't come back looking like he did at the end of last year, or if something else happens to Purdy? Then all of a sudden you got Sam Darnold leading the charge. That can be different really quickly. Hopefully they won't regret that Trey Lance trade.
Facts.
All right, moving on. We got the Titans at the Saints. I'm
going with the Saints. I want to believe that, like I said, they've been a kind of quarterback away from doing well. They're kind of my favorite to win the division this year. And I don't really like what Tennessee has done. They didn't look great last year. So Titans for me. Not Titans for me. Saints for me.
Yeah, I'm going with the Saints as well. I think that they're, like secretly, quietly really improved from last year. And the Titans are going the wrong way. I know they got Hopkins, but I don't know if that's going to be enough.
Yeah.
Not the Hopkins of like 2019. So
for real,
I think it might be rough sledding for the Titans this year, or at least early this year. Next, we have Raiders at the Broncos.
This one for me is one of the biggest coin flips of week one. You're hoping to have an improved Raiders team. You got Jimmy G there now, and I think that's a nice little step up. He's a proven winner. And the Broncos have so much to prove, man. So I'm feeling going to go Denver at home because they just have so much to prove. They have to win this game.
Yeah, already. I feel you. Yeah, I feel you. This is a really toss-up for me, but Sean Payton, I feel like he's going to pour everything into this first matchup, have all the gimmicks and tricks. So I think the Broncos sneak it out. Yeah. But honestly, I'm not really too hyped about the Broncos.
Me neither.
The Raiders, I low-key like what they have, but I just don't trust the coaching staff.
Exactly. So, that's my biggest thing with their coaching staff.
Yeah. So that's a tough one, but I'm going with the Broncos in a very close one. I can't remember what the spread is, but I'm going with the Broncos on that one.
I want to say it's like plus 1.5, but like negative 1.5. It's close.
Oh, dang.
You might as well take the money line in that game.
Yeah, for sure. All right, next up we got the Eagles, defending NFC champ Eagles at the Patriots.
I'm going Eagles, man. I think the defense is going to be entirely too much for Mac Jones. I feel like the Patriots haven't really given him the reins to be a productive quarterback yet, and without being that productive, I think like that defense is just entirely too big. I'm going Eagles.
I'm going with the Eagles as well. I think the only saving grace, or actually I shouldn't even say it's a saving grace. It kind of sucks, but the only thing that's going to keep this game close is the fact that it's in Foxborough. Like I think that's the only real chance that they have to keep it close. If not, it's a blowout. So
agreed.
Yeah, I'll definitely go on Eagles with that one. They look really good. Next up, Rams Seahawks.
This one's tricky too. You know what I mean? I feel like the Rams were really beat up and battered last year, so that equates to a lot of their the poor record, right? But this is a division game. The majority of those players are back. Don't think Cooper Kupp's playing in week one because of the hamstring stuff, but I am taking the Seahawks. I think Seahawks are trying to build off what they did last season.
I'm taking the Seahawks as well. We kind of counted them out last year, but the system is still in place, and Pete Carroll's still in place. He kept things moving, and I'm really excited for Geno Smith year 2. I hope, though, that the Rams do have a bounce-back season and Matthew Stafford has a bounce-back season, but I just don't think it'll start right away. So, next up, Dolphins-Chargers.
This is another big game. I think Chargers get the W in this one. They kind of tore them apart last year, but also, waiting to see what Bradley Chubb is able to do. He came in there kind of late when he's back with, the coordinator he was with prior to in Denver. So I am going to Chargers this one in a shootout.
I know, man. This one's really tough. Like, I want to pick the Dolphins so bad. And the Chargers, it's just like they always look good. Like they always have those pieces, and then they kind of always let us down, especially last year in the playoffs. But for this one, I don't know. I think I really can't call it, but I'm gonna go with the Dolphins just to be different. I'm gonna go with the Dolphins on the road. Let's see what Tua can do.
Yeah.
Dangerous team. This is a great one. The Packers at the Bears.
Yeah, man, I'm riding with the Bears this season. You know what I mean? Like I always pick a team each year to kind of watch, kind of see how they do. I love DJ Moore, man. That's my boy. I love Fields as well. So I'm praying for their success. I'm not hoping. I'm praying for their success. I hope they do really, really well. Shout out to the Bears.
Yeah, I want to root for them. I'm really excited for them too. But I am excited to see Jordan Love as well. Yeah. The Bears with the pressure on, they're actually favored in this game. Yeah. I kind of don't like that part of it, but I'm like, dang, this is another coin flip. Like this can literally go either way for me.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of leaning towards Bears because they're at home, and I hope that's not just my excitement for them, like wanting them to have a good season.
Right.
But I am gonna go with the Bears as well. So
for sure.
All right, we're moving into Sunday Night Football already. We have the Cowboys at the Giants.
I like the Dallas Cowboys in this one, man. I think the Giants are going to try to do some things to kind of take advantage of the aggressiveness of Dallas's defense. But I still think at the end it will be a close game, division game, obviously. But I think Dallas pulls it out.
Yeah, I'm definitely going with my boys, America's team on this one. I think that they should be fine. I'm excited to see how the offense changes, but I've never been more excited, I don't think, for our defense. Now,
Yeah.
with Dan Quinn coming back again, with more pieces, with his imprint on the defense and the structure of the defensive roster more, I'm just super excited to see what he does with that. The Giants are always a tough team, so I'm not saying that they're like a walkover or anything, but I do have faith in my boys this weekend. I do think that they can get it done and probably cover the spread too.
Yep.
All right, our last matchup of the week already. We've got a Monday Night Football, the Buffalo Bills at the New York Jets.
Man, I'm going with my Bills, man. You know what it is. I think until Jets prove otherwise, I feel like the AFC North is still the Bills division. You know what I mean? And I like Aaron Rodgers, but this isn't Aaron Rodgers 6 years ago, so I don't want to get my hopes up too much about him. They will definitely be better, but I still think it's the Bills division.
I agree. Yeah, I think that the Bills, they escaped the criticism that they should have gotten last year in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But that didn't escape them, but it didn't get lost on themselves. I think they know that they need to be better, and I think that they know that they need to come out hot and dominant and really take advantage of this division. But I love the fact that this is such a kind of a big matchup this early in the season.
Yeah,
I really think that that's cool. But yeah, I'm going with the Bills as well. I feel like they'll be too much for the Jets. But I'm interested to see how the Jets defense improves with Aaron Rodgers and having a better offense to help them out. But definitely going with the Bills in this first one. All right, so that's it. That was our money line picks for all 16 games this weekend, and I'm very excited. Everybody's going to be back in action, so that's awesome to see. And just having that Sunday where it's just like a whole day full of football. We've been waiting for that all year, so that's what's up. Next, we're going to go into our secure the bag portion, but again, we always have to remind that this is not actual betting advice. Do what you will if you're on your apps or whatever, what have you. Bet at your own risk, and that's for always, no matter what you're betting on.
For real,
they didn't build these casinos off of paying out winners. All right, but real quick, the money line is just picking who will win the game. So we just did that. Next up, we're gonna do a couple Glocks against the spread, and that's basically just picking who will win, considering an adjusted score. So if a team is favored by 2.5 or they have the negative 2.5, that means they actually have to win by 3 in order to cover the spread and in order for your bet to cash. So this one, we're taking into consideration that spread, and we're gonna go ahead and see what we like on the locks. And this is basically how Vegas makes it fair, right? If they're gonna even out games, that's what they use to make it a little bit more pickable. So, all right. So Strizzy, you're up first, and we're gonna do these picks live this time. So I'm gonna get ready, and you tell me who you got and what the spread is.
Got you. First, so let me give them to you right now. We got Ravens at -10. You know what I'm saying? Ravens favored to win by at least 10 points. Like we talked about earlier, I think Stroud's going to do pretty well overall. But the Ravens for your first game is going to be really, really tough. The defense is always really sound, and I just really think Lamar Jackson is ready to go wild in this game. He's been out for a really long time, you know what I'm saying? Longer than most, missing the last, 7 games of the season or 6 games of the season last year, something like that. So I think he's really ready and ready to go against an up-and-coming, if you will, Houston team, but they're just not there yet. Next, we're going with the Bills at -2.5. It's going to be a really close game, but I think they do take this by a field goal. They are in New York, so I think that's why it's a favorable game for me. I like the field goal. Even if they get back down, I think they catch up and end up winning by that, at least that.
Got you. So the Bills by 2.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Also, I got Steelers at +2.5. I think they win this game straight up. So I figure with at least a field goal, advantage, I'm definitely taking them to steal one at home against the 49ers, man. But I think it's definitely going to be a good one. But I'm feeling pretty good about these three. Hopefully, it is week 1. You never really know till what teams really going to look like till about 3-4 weeks in. But judging off last year, I like these three.
I feel you. I like that. Okay, so we're gonna lock this one in. We got the Ravens as a big favorite. We got the Bills as a slight favorite, and the Steelers as a slight underdog. And it's funny though. I was gonna pick the Steelers too as mine because I do think that they're gonna upset.
Yeah.
But I would just say I'm gonna probably hit them on the money line just to see what we can get with those odds. That would be really exciting. But we'll begin to track things as we go here. And see how we do. But the goal is to hit, 3 out of 3 locks every week. I know, Strizzy, you hit it a couple times last year, like 4 or 5 times. I think I hit it once, but I know it's very tough. But that's what we're aiming for. So let's go ahead and keep this thing moving. Let me jump back over, move the slides a little bit, and I'm gonna make my picks, which I should have just pre-put them in here, but honestly, I was kind of going back and forth up until we started here. But my first one is gonna be the Commanders by 7. I think that it's kind of, I wish it was 6.5, honestly, I do wish it was 6.5 because that would just make it a little bit more comfortable for me. But I don't know, man. I just have no faith in the Cardinals. So so I'm gonna go with the Commanders by 7. And also, we've been hearing so much about Sam Howell. Like, I mean, they better make something happen on offense.
Right.
My next one, and this is the one that was kind of a coin flip for me, but I'm putting faith in my boys. I am going to go with the Bears, or our boys, I guess, since that's going to be kind of our pet team this year.
Yeah.
Bears, and they're at -1, so it's really just like a pick 'em. Like, you have to win by 1.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I do think though the time is right. The expectations are going up, and the Packers, they still have some things to figure out, but they're still a really solid team too. So I'm not knocking the Packers. It's more so I just really want the Bears to come through. And then my last one here, I am actually going to go with the Chiefs. Can't go wrong with the champs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Find out right away if my weekend is starting off right or not. Right now, on BetMGM, they're favored by 4.5.
Yeah.
I feel good with at least by 6. Even if the Lions come back and cut it close, I still feel like they're gonna have a pretty good cushion. So I'm definitely going with the Chiefs. I think that they'll win by at least a touchdown tonight. And I love starting off with the Thursday night game. Just get right into the action. So, so that's where we're at with that one. But I'm gonna go with the Commanders, the Bears, and the Chiefs, all as favorites. We might end up with a couple pushes here with the Commanders and the Bears. Who knows? But that's my locks for the week.
I like it. I'm messing with all of them.
And I am gonna put a little. I did like a little money line one based on my money line picks, and it's looking pretty solid, man. Like, it's looking good. I don't know though. You never know. I think one time last year though, or maybe it was the year before last, where I went 16-0 on the pick'em. That was insane.
Yeah.
Dope. I'm still waiting for that kind of lightning to strike me again. I don't know if that was my last chance, but you never know. But again, as a final reminder too, make sure that you, if you want to participate, go to the link in our bio, go to the description of this video, go to saylikeachamp.com and join our Pick'em League. It's on Yahoo. It makes it really easy. They'll send you email reminders too. But get your picks in there and compete with us for those Super Bowl squares. That'll be super dope.
Facts, man. Facts.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and shut it down here. I'm gonna save this PowerPoint, and we're official now. We're on the record. But until next week, we'll be back with episode 211 of Say Like a Champ on Tuesday, where we'll be breaking down our the biggest takeaways from this first week. We'll also be talking about all of our other sports news as normal. We'll be talking about the FIBA World Cup a little bit as well. Luka and them are out. But yeah, join us for the big show on Tuesdays. We'd love to have you guys there. And then also next Thursday, we'll be back with our results of this week, and then also our picks for week 2 NFL. So it's off. We're off and running. Very exciting. But I think we'll leave it right there. Strizzy, any final words you want to part us on?
Yeah, really quick. I guess it's official. Travis Kelce is out tonight. So bet accordingly. You know what I'm saying? Bet accordingly.
Yes, make sure you don't have no extra player props with him in there or something like that. That would be whack if you already, had bet like him, like an anytime touchdown score, like way in advance or something like that. I wonder if that just comes off the board or what. But
yeah, they void it. If he doesn't play at all, they void it. But if he plays one snap, it's whatever. So yeah, gotcha. just get him out if you can.
Exactly. Yes, and for the fantasy too, make your fantasy updates. I'm glad I didn't. I mean, well, it doesn't matter. He'll be great all season, but I'm glad I don't have to deal with that for at least this first week because. But that's what's up. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and close it down right now. That was all of our picks for week 1 NFL. And until next time, it's your boy A-Dub.
And your boy Strizzy.